So we're going to look at how the war card game might be run online. So let's look in this folder. And here we have the judging table. We have all of the cards that the students will use in the game. We have the student worksheet that they'll fill out. We'll have the instruction sheet for sort of a walkthrough on how you might run this online, as well as the war card spreadsheet where we'll do most of the activity. Before you get started on the lesson, or you can even do it during it, make sure you've given the students copies of the defense cards, the pathogen cards, and the worksheet. You can give all the students all of those files. You do not want to give them the judging table. If they have access to the judging table, they'll know which cards to play, which cards will give them the most points. If you're having your students tally up their own scores at the end of the game, make sure you don't give them this judging table until they've already completed all of their cases. Okay, let's take a look at the war card spreadsheet. So when you open it up, it should stay under the group allocation tab. There are lots of other tabs in there. These are for each individual group that your student might be. But the group allocation tab, here's a place for you to come in and assign students to different groups. So here I've assigned Liz and Val to a pathogen group. I've assigned Tony and Allison to the body defense team. And I've put the case number that they're going to do, case number 1. If you've looked over our content, there are several cases that are available. You can look through the student worksheet. You can see various case studies there. You can randomly assign them. You can have all your students run the same one. It's really up to you. After the student has identified what group they're in, they're going to want to go to their individual tab. In this screen, you should be, if you're not sharing it through Zoom, through a share screen, at the very least, make sure that the students have gotten an opportunity to look at this. So maybe you're sharing the file with them. And then the students are going to want to go to their specific tab. So I'm going to go to G1 because that's where I have these set up.
So the first thing the students are going to do is one of them is going to read the case. And for this one, we're choosing Liz because she's just the first one in our list. Go ahead, Liz.
Okay, case 1. Jose is playing outside in the woods when he falls and punctures his knee deeply on a sharp piece of wood.
Okay. And now the pathogen team is going to discuss amongst themselves on which bacteria they think, based on the cards that they have, which one do they think is going to have the biggest impact here?
What pathogen should we be?
Let's see. Ooh, what about Clostridium tetani? Causes tetanus.
Yeah, tetanus. That's like a thing when you are outside and have a puncture wound.
Yeah, it's found in the soil. Let's do that.
All right.
So then one of the students is going to type it into the pathogen card box so the other team can see it, and it's on the record there.
You got it, Val?
Sure.
Okay, great. And so now the body defense team gets to respond to that card by looking over their body defense card list.
All right. So we've got a tetanus infection. So Tony, what do you think would be the best defense?
Maybe something that produces antibodies.
That's a good idea.
Oh, B cells.
Yeah. So B cells make antibodies. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll add that to our list.
Okay, great. So you can see that there's B cell shows up there. Now it bounces back to the pathogen team. So now they get to respond with their wild card.
How do we defeat B cells? We need something that doesn't make B cells well. What if we made Jose a baby?
Ooh, I guess we could, but would a baby be playing outside with a piece of wood? Maybe we can
we can
make Jose elderly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Elderly people love playing outside in the woods.
Okay. And they're going to type in elderly in their wildcard box.
Okay.
And
then the body defense team, they get to play their wild card.
All right. Well, let's see. How would we boost our defenses against tetanus if we're elderly? Let's see.
Like a booster shot, right? Booster shot, yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, the booster shot for the tetanus vaccine. That makes sense. So I'll add that to the doc.
Great. And that's the end of that round. So then if the students completed all of their cases, you could pass out the judging table and have the students judge their own as teams. You could also come back in and judge them yourself after the lessons. So you could talk about them in a different class session. These are all sort of options that are available in the instruction list.